All right, Craig Moline here with Moline Motorsports. Working on the Hobbywing here this evening here, late 11:30. Watched the World Outlaw race here on Dirt Vision tonight. That was a pretty good race. Sheldon Hodgshield won, so that was pretty good. Got a new Hobbywing sponsor for 2022, so I'm just down here in the basement working on the new 5-star late model. So I got a Hobbywing XR10 Pro, and I'm using the new Hobbywing and the new Hobbywing version V2 software. And as you can see right now, I'm trying to get this firmware update done. The new version 2 software has a lot more settings in it than the old version, and I really like the new version Wi-Fi module because you can do Wi-Fi or you can do Bluetooth. The only thing I had to do was having a little problems connecting to it when I first got it, and that was because my app settings was set to go to Wi-Fi, and once I switched it to Bluetooth, because I was having issues with on my home, so my phone kept trying to go to my Wi-Fi at my house and not going to the Wi-Fi because it saw that it didn't have internet, so it kept switching back and forth. So that's why I like the new version, because I can just set it up for Bluetooth, and I don't have to worry about that. So what's nice about this, so update complete. There we go. So anytime you do the Wi-Fi, do that firmware update, then you have to reprogram the speed control. So we'll do that real fast. Reverse, there we go. Steering, yeah. Steering brakes, look at that. Okay, so got the new Hobbywing. So connect to the Wi-Fi. We'll want to click on the button above here, and then I renamed my Hobbywing. Always a good idea to do that, especially at the track when you have, anywhere from 50 to 80 different drivers around there in different Hobbywings. You want to make sure that you're connecting to the correct one. So as you can see, I did the Hobbywing version firmware update here already, and you can go to data logs, which is pretty sweet, and then parameters. So what motor I got in here? So 5.5. So this is the 5.5 motor that I ran at the Chili Bowl this year. Really struggled with the car beginning of the week, and then as the week went on, I got better and better and better. Basically, I got we were running those new Pro Line hole shots, and probably took me, I don't know, almost all week to figure out what to do with those things. So, but we're loading the parameters here for the speed control. It just takes a little bit here, just to load everything, and you get everything kind of going here. So, all right. So basically, this thing's set up, from default for 0 timing. So we're gonna set this up for mod racing. So first thing I want to do, forward brake, I usually leave that alone. Reverse 25, cut off voltage. You can disable this. A lot of people disable it. I like to leave it at 3 volts per cell, which is 6 volts. And I'm not drag racing or anything like that, so I think it's just a safe bet to leave it at 3 volts per cell. Thermal, I disable this. Motor thermal, I disable this because I'm never really running it that long. BEC voltage, we're going to change that to 7.4. Yeah. I like to turn this up to 7.4 just because the servo runs a little bit faster. You get a little bit more torque with the servo. Your external fans run a little bit faster. Remote enabled. Basically, that's just if you hold the brake for, I think it's like 8 seconds, it'll turn the car off. And then you turn the radio off. Works pretty handy, especially at the chili bowl. When you got someone else grabbing your car and they don't know where the switch is or whatever, you can just go ahead and turn the car off. But if you're picking up your car and turning your car off, it's probably not that big of a deal, but you can disable that. Full censored, motor rotation, yep. Throttle rate control, like I said, we're going to run this for mod. So we're going to set this we're going to set this at 20. Throttle curve is always linear. Neutral range is 6. You can narrow this up, especially with these high-end radios that we're using now. And the speed controls are so much better and a lot more precise. You can really narrow that up. But default 6, I usually don't change that. There's different speed controls on the market that the defaults are way higher, like double that. And that's just not necessary. You need to turn those down. The technology that we have now is way better. Coast, I always leave that at 0. Drive frequency, I said we're going to run mod, so we're going to probably set this at 12K. It just makes the throttle a lot smoother. Just a lot more smoother. Basically, it just puts more points in there to be able to hit from 0 to 100% throttle. Just more points in there. Softening value. Softening value is basically just for high bite tracks. If you're trying to wheelie, I'll change that to softening range. Usually about 30%. Drag brake. Run a little bit drag brake, anywhere from 10% to 0. Max brake force. I think this is really critical. Always set your drag brake force at 87%, so it doesn't lock the car up. I think that's important because, especially in dirt oval, where we don't use a whole lot of brakes, very rarely, but sometimes you run up on someone and way too fast, and you can lay on the brakes, and if you turn the brake force down a little bit, what you're trying not to do is just lock up the rear brakes. You want the car to slow down, so that kind of helps with that. There's also radius settings. You can change your endpoints down, do that stuff too. Brake control, brake curve linear. Frequency needs to be at 8K, make it even smoother. Linear. Traditional. Linear is better than traditional, just smoother. Boost timing. Let's see. Boost timing. I run this at about 20%. We're going to do RPM. You can do an auto. I think the auto is just for foam tire racing. I don't think it's good for rubber tires. Whether running indoor or outdoor, I don't think it's good for that. Let's see. RPM 22.5. It's not bad. So let's set this at around 20. Let's see, 40. Yeah, it's about 40. And set this about 10,000. There's a lot of debate on the starting RPM and end RPM. I kind of like to look at what my, let's see, let's just look down here. I reset it so it doesn't tell you. But basically, if you know your motor's turning 40,000 RPMs, I like to half that. You know, I like the boost to be in half, so I'll set that at 20. And then my starting boost, I'll start that at, you know, half of that, so it's half, half, and half. Just a nice even number. Turbo timing, don't do anything to that, especially in dirt oval. A lot of the off-road guys use that, especially for the straightaways. You know, where they just need a quick boost of time, but turbo timing for dirt oval is not good. All it does is just heats the motor up way too much. So then we can rename this. You know, you can just rename this to whatever. So we'll just put in here mod 7.5. And then you can put tracks in there too. And then hit save. That'll send the information to the speed control. And then I also, once this gets done saved successfully, and then I like to export that. And I do a file, because if you do a file, not a picture, pictures doesn't really do you any good. You want the file, because this will actually save it. We're going to need to name it in the phone, mod 7.5. Awesome. And then if you want to import that, then you can hit import, and then they'll have all your saved ones. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of ones in this one because I just got the new V2 software and the new Wi-Fi module by Hobbywing, so I don't have those. And then I like to move this out of the way. Back out of there. Double those, but anyway, back out of there, and then I like to hit the linky button again to disconnect the speed control. And now I have full. So now I have my servo and my speed, brakes, and just a quick rundown. So if you have any questions, make sure you comment in the comments, or you can whisper me on Facebook Messenger, or you comment in the comments here on my YouTube channel. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and hope this video was helpful. Thanks.